Hi, Ross here from FL Horse Racing. A while ago I made a video about what happened to all the original members who signed up and purchased the original FL system. The video was based around a few thank you emails which members had sent in. In the emails they not only told me how they were using the system, but also in terms of profit, how they were getting on. From there I'm going to show you some reviews, and finally I'm going to show you how much things have changed before letting you see what people are actually now saying about our latest software. So this is the first in the email testimonials. Dear Ross, I laid 6 horses today using your criteria. They all lost. I would have laid 7 but thought Natural Libra must have won, but Betfair was being tardy with the returns. I then went on to lay Merry Madcap, came joint 4th. Went out, and when I came back in I found that Natural Libra had lost. It actually come 7th, which was last place. It's early days yet, but it's such a cool system. I can't but see things going on the up. The only difficulty it takes is the time to make a bug, and I'm looking forward to getting the software. Thanks anyway. This next one's from Henrik. Hi Ross, Christmas is closing in on us and it's time to get all soppy. It's usually not my way, but this is something extraordinary. I just wanted to let you know I appreciate you creating this whole thing with FL in the forum. I've made a significant extra Christmas bonus over the last month. Actually, it's more than enough to take my wife and 2 kids skiing in Austria without using any other funds other than those created on FL in the forum tips. It really is mind-blowing. And to think I've only been running a fairly small bank on each system. He goes on to say that he stopped his trading activities as they were taking too much time away from his family, and he's mainly concentrating now on 1 or 2 FL picks a day. He then says he's sending this email as it's meant to be a sincere personal thank you for paving the way. All the best, Henrik. This next one. Hi Ross, I wish to thank you for your honesty and caring attitude. It is quite rare and I know from experience. I'm also using the frontline system with success, and thank you again. Warm regards, Ron. This is actually one of my favourite emails. This one's called Devil's Pact. I'm just writing to thank you that your system is solid sterling. In fact, it's 22 karat gold. No, in fact, it's pure platinum or plutonium. Even the stuff H-bombs are made of, it's that scary. I was thinking to tell all my friends and family, but on second thoughts they can stick it. They're always the ones who were banging on about the virtues of sacrifice and whatnot. I've now got all the advice I need. I feel actually as though I've entered into some sort of devil's pact. It's that cool. Actually, when I got directed onto your site by Joe for the win, thanks Joe, I had a feeling I'd found something special. The things you say too are right. It's best to keep it under your hat, and it's got all the firepower you need or can use. And by keeping down to 1 lay a day, you actually keep the liability at bay. He then goes on to say, you can use this correspondence as an endorsement, but I'm not a celebrity, nor an established punter, and it probably won't be much use. All the same, thanks for delivering. I was wondering why someone like you should part with such hard-won knowledge of horse racing, but I suppose it's a bit like being the inventor of the lighter or the ballpoint pen, for this is but a tool for making moolah. I'm back off to the racing post to find some more layers. Much thanks. This next one's from Nick Crown. Hi Ross, thanks for the spreadsheet, keep them coming. You asked for words from members who you don't normally hear from. Well, I've had a bit of time on my hands from today as I'm a tennis coach, and I won't be into work till after half term, so I'm focusing on the horses for a bit. My history for this is from my father, who started as a young man, as a careful backer over the years. He's housebound now, but he spends every morning poring over race form. From his picks we traded 100 to 2 grand at present, plus some more backing for fun. I do that for him, and now I use FL to lay horses. That is moving up too, and recently been good, as you know. I enjoy the forum and the guys in it. What I like about FL is that it's real people. I don't feel like I'm being ripped off, and I can work out that you do okay and why not. We all have talents, so let's use them and get paid for it. Well, I hope there's some racing this week, because I've been stuck at home with a paintbrush without the relief of a trip to the laptop every few minutes. Cheers, Ross. This last one here, which is very brief, but you'll soon get the point. Hi Ross, just a line to give you an idea of the sort of stuff your service helps to happen. The real Lapland is not achievable on wages alone. Keep up the work, Stu. And there's Stu and his family. Obviously we've had to hide their identity to protect them, but as you can see they're more than happy that they finally managed to meet Santa, and I just think personally that's one of the best testimonials that I've ever seen from anybody, and especially for my business. So that's the end of the email testimonials. What I'm going to do now is move on to reviews. A while ago a number of review sites actually tested and used the original software, Before I show you what I had to say, please bear in mind that some of these reviews were for the old and first version of the software. From there, I'm going to show you what our latest reviews have to say. This first one is from Paul Moon at Betfair. I would only consider using a system that has a sound structure and is easy to implement. With that in mind, I can fully recommend Frontline Layer. Frontline Layer is a must-have tool for any serious bettor. I have extensively tested the software and cannot imagine life without it, as it removes guesswork, thus assisting you with your selection process. In June I had 10 successful layers from 13 selections, but my biggest liability was 2.64. This gave me a profit of 5.76 points, but my layer stakes are significantly higher. This software removes all the hard work of reading and filtering form, giving you a consistent, unbiased platform on which to base your decisions. The software only takes a few minutes to load and is backed up by an informative forum community that exchanges views and helps each other out. The owner, Ross Turner, is always available for help and advice, and I have never had to wait long for an answer to a particular query. Paul Moon, betting at Betfair blogging. This next one is from Clive Keeling. The whole package is highly impressive and split into 4 parts: the software, the course itself, staking plans, racecourse guide. Ross takes the in-depth analysis a little further by including pertinent information from the racing post, such as number of tipsters, post-data selections, positioning in the betting forecast. All in all, a very thorough analysis of qualifying horses. The selections for a given day are the horses with the least number of points, indicating potential weaknesses for us to exploit. That really is the key. I've written many times before about what we as layers should try to do, and that is to build up significant evidence which should persuade us to oppose rather than back. A superb publication that the only negative is the time you will need to devote to get the most out of your selection methodology. Ross Turner, I would suspect, is a person whose future products are worth keeping an eye out for. Stick him in your good list. Clive Keeling. Thanks, Clive. This next one's from Betting School. Frontline Layer is a system for selecting horses to lay on the exchanges. The Frontline Layer method seems to be a reliable and profitable selection method. In the past, many users have shied away from using it because of the work involved. The new software version 2.0 changes this. It's not 100% reliable, but when it works, it cuts the time required to find selections considerably. Ross emphasises sticking strictly to the selection criteria. They are a 12-step process involving positioning in the betting forecast, odds, when last ran, course, going, distance, class, post-data information, which can all be found in the racing post via the tabs above the racing card. There is information to be taken from all these categories, with some other details to monitor from the racing post. The data you extract is collected and various points awarded, plus or minus, depending on the selection circumstances within the different categories. Initially I was taking about an hour to go through the selections for each meeting. After getting used to the system, this was reduced to about 2 hours from a day's racing involving 3 meetings. When the software is working correctly, and it is an extremely impressive piece of kit, the Frontline method does know how to find the losers. My plan is now to start laying these for real for small stakes and hopefully build up a small bank into a big one from these selections. The next review I'm going to show you is the latest one regarding the new software. Hi bloggers, it's Sergeant Dave here. I've been trying out a new software called FL Horse Racing from Frontline Publishing for the past week. It's still in the beta stages, but the indications are that this is one very good product. It's not just the software, it's the members area which gives so much support, and also helpful articles on betting and horse racing in general. I hope that in this review I can at least do reasonable justice to the product. There is so much covered in the total package. If I can use a statement mentioned on their Getting Started page, our goal with FL Horse Racing software is not just about showing you all the cool tricks and techniques we use, but to prepare you to be a fully fledged long-term professional horse racing profiteer in the game. I think the statement shows that this is no ordinary package. These folks want to educate you so you can get the best out of the software and out of your betting. Right, I'll start with the members area. This is where you get to download the actual rating software and get written advice plus videos to watch on how to install. In addition to this, there are 10 other videos explaining how to use all the various features of the software. This includes selection picker, combined stats, horse details and a lot more. There is also a written explanation of the 12 different categories used in the software under User's Manual. Of course, from this area you can download the manual. From here you move on to the training videos, where there are 2 systems you can use, and there are more on the way. There is also 10 videos covering staking plans from basic level stakes to lay percentage recovery. There is a tool tab after this with 11 items covered, including Betfair, Timeform amongst others, and my particular favourite type of race courses, which not only gives characteristics but also their class grading too. The next 3 tabs cover bonuses, a free lane system and a competition, the forum and finally articles. There are 19 under this section, which include the golden rules of betting, top 10 betting mistakes, advice on lane and a lot more. As I understand, a lot more is going to be added to this members area, which is already quite impressive. Now onto the software. I'm using version 3.7. I had no problems downloading the software, and once installed, you'll see it opens for the first time. The interface is pretty simple to use. You will see 4 sections in a ladder formation. They are starting from the top: Load Races, FL Horse Racing Systems, Selections, and FL Horse Racing Rating Settings. The first is self-explanatory. Just click on the calendar, today's date, and click Load Races. It takes a few minutes, but when you see the amount of information, you can understand why. On to the next part, FL Horse Racing Ratings. Once you've clicked on this, you are faced with all the races for the day. The first figures to look at would be under the FLR. This is the FL actual rating for the horse. If it's minus, the lesser the chance. If it's a normal figure, the higher that is, the better the chance. If you want to see more information on the horse, just click Details on the right hand side. Once you've clicked Details, all the information about the horse, trainer, jockey win percentages are displayed in more detail, as well as today's race. There are several filters included in radio button format, like a filter which covers all races, flat or jumps. Just choose one and the horse's racing history will change, showing dual purpose details. The two most interesting would be the Details filter. Here you can bring up horses' stats individually for course and distance. There are 10 different radio button options which you can use. What you are presented with then is how many starts the horse has had, for example over the distance, how many times it has won, win percentage, and you also get the same thing for the place. Now if you want to combine, say, going, distance and class, you could use the next filter, which is Combine Stats. Here you will have 6 check boxes and you'll be able to pick as many as you want. And like the Detail filter, you are then given the percentages and number breakdown. For selections, if any horse or horse meets your criteria set up in the FL Horse Racing settings, then the selection and that race will be highlighted and appear here. You can then still click on the horse's details and examine the stats in more detail. This kind of nicely moves us on to the last section, the race rating settings. The first tab you see is Ratings. This concerns the price and the number of races the horse has had. The default is 6 and 8 respectively. If the odds are greater than 6 or a horse has had less than 8 runs, the total column will be highlighted red in these races within the selection area. If it's green, it's good. Now the other 2 tabs are Lay Selection Picker and Back Selection Picker. Within these you can arrange the settings to suit the system or method mentioned in the members area, or even play around with your own ideas. Just remember the lay settings would be completely different from the back. Well, in conclusion, this is a very thought out piece of software and the members area offers so much too. By all accounts, even more will be added, and the whole setup speaks of professionalism, which is a great thing when you see how shoddy some sites and products are nowadays. I mean, apart from the ratings and system ideas, it's given you an education on a professional approach to betting. All this looks to be an exciting package and comes highly recommended from me. Of course, some would say that you could find all this data yourself, but it would be impossible for you to get all this information yourself, and it's available within a few seconds in a click of a mouse. In a way, it's difficult to explain everything about the product and do justice, but I hope I have given you folks an insight into this. If you are serious about betting and you use a lot of data and stats, this software package is definitely for you. It's a must, 5-star software. Regards, Sergeant Dave. This next one was actually posted by a member in the forum. My initial comments were that it looked impressive. Having downloaded the software this morning, I was then called to the city, London, for a number of meetings, and I didn't get the chance therefore to play with it. Although I managed to look at one race and the information provided looked really useful. As with any new process, the information provided will take a little time to assimilate, especially if you're an old fart like me. But the detail really does, in my humble opinion, sort the runners out and highlight potential winners and losers far more accurately than anything I've seen or used previously. Having returned from the city, cold, tired and hungry, I managed to look at the 3 o'clock at Exeter. I misread the information, placed the wrong bets and deservedly lost. So I sharpened up my act, and the following extracts from my account show what I achieved to small stakes during the rest of the afternoon. So as you can see, he's included his P&L. Horse racing, £316.29. 1 of 14 markets. He's got a list of races there. If we move on, this is the next part. As you can see, 16.96, down 5, 32, £57, 17.54. A total profit of £316.29. Beginner's luck, I don't think so. Having just endured a crap week where, had it been possible for me to back Kate or Star against Paddy McGinty's goat, I would have, and then lost. So an amazing turnaround. Why? As I said above, this is one of the most comprehensive software information packages anywhere, and using the information provided led to the above. I can hardly wait for tomorrow. I have a number of strategies in mind which I will test using the software and try and improve on today's excellent results. The subtlety that the information provides allows me to pick and dutch 3 horses from the last race at Southwell. The winner, and on my reading of the software, and number one choice romped home at 24-1. Having been a successful businessman and something of a perfectionist, I can only give Ross and Skyjacker my heartiest congratulations on achievement. We were promised something new, excellent, etc., and this has gone beyond my expectations. Here's to a successful rest of the year. And that was from Anthony Normal. This next one's from one of the members and beta testers. Dear Ross, I'm afraid that tomorrow, Thursday the 1st of April, is my last day of testing as we're off to Australia to attend our son's wedding. The FL software is brilliant. It does everything I want it to do and more, and it's also very good the way you flagged issues. These have been addressed and solved and improved. I'd like to see more people making use of the comment options within the race card. I think this is a marvellous way to share opinions on a particular horse. You, Manfred, and the team have done and are doing a great job. I will write a bigger report when I get back from Australia, but in the meantime I just want to outline a lay and back strategy that I have used here and has been quite successful. I have others, but they need a little bit of refining. Has the difference between the ATR and the RP betting forecast had an impact? Has also the tipping rating? Ross, I am asking you to post these if you think it is worth it. I'm no longer comfortable logging into the forum myself. Anyway, here goes. He then goes on to provide his lay formula. I use a selection picker, which is a very powerful tool, to carry on the theme that I outlined last year involving the 15-point spread. I've not been able to use the software every day, but on days I did use it, the selection picker produced a selection. I got 10 out of 10 successful lays. I have the FL program rating setting as default and selection picker 6.0, minimum 6 runners. These are tried and tested and as far as I'm concerned set in stone. This is the actual lay method which is using. The selection picker settings are all default except for these changes. Spread rating 15, class 4, opponent's rating 6 and 4. The opponent's settings must be in this order. He goes on to say, it looks a bit odd I know, but it really works, try it out. I will enlarge on this in my bigger report on returning from Australia. This is the backing settings which he sent over. Basically what he says is no sellers, no maidens, no novice hurdle. Again, strictly adhere to the FL formula. If a race shows a horse that is green, plus, and the rest are green or red minus, then I back this horse. Note that 0 is counted as a plus. Not all of the selections win, but enough to make it worthwhile. I'm still refining this. That's all for now. Ross, many thanks for allowing me this opportunity. I sincerely hope that this has been a success for you. It's been great for me. Talk soon. Best regards, Frank. I'm now going to show you the results from a survey which we asked all the beta testers to complete after trialing the software for 1 month. A massive 85% of people showed a profit. One of the questions we asked was the software easy to use? Everybody said yes. Did you like the look and feel of the software? Again, everybody said yes. Did you find the information you were looking for quickly and easily? 90.5% of people said yes. Was the software profitable for you? This is probably the most important one. 85% of people said yes. Has the software improved your form reading and selection process? 95.2% of people said yes. Does the new FL software guarantee you'll make money? Of course not. Only you can determine such things. But what I can tell you, and what others are saying, is that this is an excellent piece of horse racing software. You see, for me, reviews matter, testimonials matter, and members sending me such great emails means simply that they are happy. So when I make another video like this, and I will, how good would it be for you to be the next success story? In all, we spent a great deal of time and effort during the design and development stages of the software tool. So let me now show you what we've been working on for the last 9 months. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you still haven't downloaded your copy of the original PDF system, go ahead and do that. Look out for the next video in the series. Thanks for watching.